Hi, this is Shui with a review of the pg4, the fourth Paul George signature shoe by Nike. This is a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting anything much because the first three Paul Georges, they were more or less the same stuff with a little bit changes in aesthetics. But the first one worked, so they stuck with it. Can't blame them for doing that. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Seems to be the mantra of the Paul George design team. But this time they did something different. They changed the cushioning in the midsole. It's a full-length air sole. They call it the air strobel because they got rid of the strobel board. It's the air sole, full-length air sole, as something that you come into contact straight after you touch the insole. So it's pretty much like the Kobe 12s. Here you can see the transparent part. My thumb is covering it, and it's not. Yeah, that's the air strobel there, and it covers basically the whole full area of your foot. It doesn't have the stitching part that separates it and provides this hot spots in between. And the air sole actually stretches from literally heel to toe. It goes up all the way here. The downside of the Zoom Universe, I felt, was that even though they did have a full-length Zoom Air strobel, but as you can see, it's a lot narrower. It takes part at the core of the shoe, and somewhere at the edges you feel somewhat of a lacking in cushioning. They did use a very soft midsole, so it's good, but still there's a separation part between the Zoom Air and the stitching part in the edges, and the stitching part, it can provide a bit of a hot spot where you can get blisters, because also this insole, although it's designed to cradle the Zoom strobel, it's ortholite, but it's super soft and flimsy, like a sponge level flimsy. So it doesn't provide the level of protection between your toes and the stitches. So I had to switch it up to other performance insoles. So this one, like the ones they use in the Tai Chi insole that feels like an upgraded PU insole, I had to use this. Otherwise, it's impossible for me to hoop in them. But this pg4, they actually did something great with it. As I mentioned, the insole, the strobel air, it covers basically the whole area. That's why they don't need to hollow it out like they did with. They don't need to hollow it out like this because the air sole covers basically the whole area of the foot. And the insole is crazy superior insole. It's thick, and sometimes the previous PG shoes, they had thick insoles, ortholite, but they were softer than that sponge that I just touched on. But this one, it's thicker. This is the Curry 4 insoles, very good too. They're somewhat of a cross between ortholite and PU. But anyway, look at the thickness difference. This is good, and this is even firmer and bouncier than the ones used in the Curry 4s, and it's 2 or 2.5 times, 3 times thicker than this one. So initially when I tried the shoes on and I felt a cushioning that I've not felt since the 90s OG Air Jordan 11s type of shoes, I thought, oh yeah, the insoles are doing the work. So I removed it and I tried it on, and still the air strobel lets its presence be felt. It's great. The cushioning is awesome for this shoe. So with this together in tandem, they work wonders. But of course, if you want something that's low to the ground, you don't like cushioning, you don't like softness on your foot, don't go for this. If you like those firmness, like those old Adidas shoes or the Currys, then this is probably not the shoe for you. But if you like cushioning, go with this. It's not even that high off the ground. Only this part on the heel, there's an elevation, so you have a natural heel to toe drop, which is very important in basketball shoe setting. Speaking of the heel to toe drop, here's one complaint I have about it. This edge, this corner, that's a no-no. A basketball shoe today, they should have an edge that's rounded out like this, so you have a quick land and a stride forward or a step backwards or any kind of movement. So why did they have this? It's not an inconvenience because the midsole foam material that's used here is just as soft as the ones used in the Zoom Universe. If you tried them on, they're soft, like the softest Phylon. You could say they were React or Cushlon, and you would believe it. That's how soft it is. So this works wonders with the Air strobel. But yeah, even if it compresses and provides adequate cushioning. They could have shaved it off a little bit to provide some better, quicker response. So that's a little disappointing. Inside of the shoe, you will see that this zipper, if you open it, you will see that it stretches the lockdown mechanism. The leather stretches all the way to the back, so it pulls up all the way to provide a secure lockdown all the way from your heel to this toe box part of the shoe. So lockdown is decent. It's a one-piece booty upper, and the padding around the gel padding is great. Not too much, not too little, just right, in all the right places. Some people complain that it's a one piece and you might have a hard time putting it on, but all you need to do is just pull this a little bit, and this is pretty rigid and stable. So as long as you put your foot here and then press it with your weight, it just slides in without problem. Of course, after you sweat a lot and you don't lace them out properly, you might have some trouble pulling them out of your foot. Speaking of pulling them out, the size comes a bit narrow. This is considered a wide foot, but it feels narrow. I had to go up a full size. So if you have a narrow foot, even then you might have to go up half a size. I would recommend for regular Joes, go up a whole size. But if you're used to wearing the old Kobe's and Kyrie's with these really narrow fit, true to size, then go true to size. But for regular Joes like me, with normal feet that's not, wiry like KD's, go up a size or half a size at least. It weighs around 380 grams for a size 10, so that's incredibly light. This zipper, some people like having this clean, tidy, whitey, nice lockdown to put the lace loops in there. It provides you peace of mind if you could hide the lace loops in there after you tie them up, so you won't have to worry about the laces coming undone. And also the great thing about this is it's all mesh net, very flimsy and ventilated. So it's only for aesthetics, and it knows its purpose, and it's designed that way, so that's great. The traction is another addition and a variant of what you've seen in the Why Not 02s. It's a circular thing. The 02s had some edges on the side to allow some dust to escape for some traction enhancement. This one has a circle, and inside a circle with 4 holes or edges, so it provides a better grip, multi-directional grip throughout. So this is an amazing. This provides amazing traction, and also the grooves are pretty deep, so they're pretty durable. And you won't have to worry about things getting stuck too much, because they're not all uniform nodules or grooves. They do have openings in between, so all you need to do is dust them out a little bit. And they are selling at a very low price of barely over $100, so well done, PG.